Hey, I'm Mike. I'm a junior at Renaissance High School, and you're listening to the West Data Podcast.
I have always wanted to be a teacher and just never did it. So now that I have taken these steps and I've done my substitute teaching and I'm doing my student teaching and I'm here at this interview fair and I'm talking with you guys. I mean, not every day has been great, subbing or student teaching. There's been hard days, there's been sad days, there's been stressful days, but every single day I was still loving what I was doing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Pulse edition of the West Data Podcast.
Yep.
And we're here at the Certified Career Fair.
Ken,
this
energy is super great.
Yeah, well, it's not quite as loud and as crazy as Stinky Sneaker, but
right.
there's a lot going on here today.
Yeah, we got to help kind of greet guests as they were coming in and future teachers for us, and it's so fun to see so many people coming in and excited to meet our teams and want to work with us at West Data. So it's a
the
fun
energy
event.
in the room is super cool, and today we are joined. I'm so glad that you're here, of course, and we're joined by two really amazing guests.
Yeah.
Rachel Edwards,
she's a principal at Owyhee, but she has only been there. This is her second year, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Before that, she's been at Meridian Middle and all the things.
All over for 25 years. She's been in West Data for 25 years.
I think she started when she was in middle school, but
pretty sure that was
pretty
right.
sure.
Yeah,
and then Kim Cole, she's a new hire, a student teacher with us currently, but she is out right now with all of our principals looking for her future elementary home.
So to have kind of both ends of the spectrum, it's really neat to see someone who's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And Kim's not, I mean, she's been around for 5 years now, long-term sub.
Para, she was a special
para
ed
as
para.
well. And so anyway, I think you're going to love this conversation. And if you're even remotely thinking about teaching as a profession, again, the energy in this room is amazing. Thank you for being here. And here we go. Here's the conversation.
Well, we are here with two of our fine colleagues, Rachel and Kim. Rachel, you're well into your career. Kim, you're just starting your career with us.
Yes.
So welcome.
Yes.
Rachel, why don't you give us a little bit of background, like your experience with West Data, where you've been, what you've been doing.
So, all the things.
All the things.
Let's
Okay,
go.
are you guys ready? This is going to be a while. This is my 25th year. I started as a coach and teacher at Eagle High School. And then I opened up Rocky Mountain High School, and I then went into counseling and was able to stay at Rocky as a counselor, and then went into administration. And so I started out as administrator at Sawtooth Middle School, went back to Rocky. I bleed purple a little bit. Don't tell anybody at Owyhee. I still bleed. I bleed red right now.
That's a foul for Owyhee.
I know. Just played Rocky last night, and we beat them.
And then I opened up Virtual Schoolhouse, and so during COVID, which was such a great experience to be able to do that for our district. And then I was the principal of Meridian Middle for 4 years, and then now I'm the principal of Owyhee High School. So,
Holy
cool.
cow,
I've
Rachel!
been around a little bit.
I
I love West Data, and this is just such an amazing place to work. And I just am so fortunate and humbled to be able to be a part of it. So
That's so cool. Well, and Kim, we were joking a little earlier about this. This is Kim 2.0. I mean, you're a student teacher at Star L.
At Star Elementary.
Explain the Kim 2.0 thing for
Kim
us.
2.0. I years and years ago, I got a bachelor's degree in business administration and had fun with that for a few years, and then took some time off. And a few years ago, I decided that it was time for me to be me and to do something that I had always wanted to do. And I went back to school, and I am just about finishing up my master's in elementary education with a 4.0.
Yeah, good job, Kim.
Yeah, I love it.
And I am student teaching at Star Elementary, which is the school that I have been a para at I was there for 4 years as a para in special education, which was amazing.
So cool.
Yeah.
So
love
cool.
those kiddos. And decided this school year to not be a para. Instead, I wanted to get that in-class experience, and so I started subbing. And that's what I've been doing since first day of school. I haven't missed a day. So just getting that classroom experience has been great. And now, I am still at Star and student teaching with an amazing master teacher. Couldn't be more blessed to be with who I'm with right now.
Oh,
And
that's really cool.
That's really the cool thing about the model in education is that new teachers really need that mentoring to help, because you can only learn so much in a program, but you need the real world boots on the ground.
Yes, everything that I have been learning, and that's what's been the fun thing about it is that, again, the Kim 2.0, I have this passion for education. Like, I am loving every step of it. And all the things that I have learned throughout my program, I now get to see my mentor teacher do that in the classroom. I get to see her lead instruction in a way that I read about in my classes. I get to see behavioral strategies or classroom management strategies that I've learned about. I get to see it implemented on a daily basis. And it's an amazing opportunity.
That's so cool. Well, and kind of shifting gears a little bit, I mean, Rachel, you've been to these career fairs, not your first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo.
Tell us about, what are we seeing? I mean, all the hubbub. Can you tell us about? You've hired some great people through this.
Oh my gosh, no! I think this is our 4th year doing this, and we started at the very beginning when I was at Meridian Middle, and I have to tell you, there are so many amazing people that come through to the table. So all the schools are here. Well, for most of them, that I know that they need to hire somebody, but to be able to have it all in one place, where actually we are looking for somebody, but also the applicants are looking for the right fit for them. And I think that's really important. Sometimes in a interview, it can be really nerve-wracking for people. And so this is a little bit more low-key. You can have a conversation. And I think that really can kind of help when you do interview the applicant, that they feel like they've seen you before, or they've talked to you before. I think that can be very helpful, and really be able to get to know that person and make sure that it's a right fit for both of us, right?
Which is important.
Yeah, and it's so
important.
These are so fun. I think this is my 3rd one that I've gotten to participate in, and seeing how everyone, depending on their grade level or their content area, how they kind of line up. They're like, oh, I definitely want to teach at this school, or I want to teach, and then they get to go and kind of build that rapport. It's really fun to feel the energy here.
What's interesting, so I did 2 interviews today, and they both flew in for this. Today.
Wow.
So
I was just talking to someone who is student teaching in Texas and sent her mom, like, I'm not missing this opportunity. So sent her mom with resumes to me with Jen Fletcher.
That's so impressive.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's really cool. Well, and Kim, you didn't go through this career fair, but that right fit that Rachel's talking about. How did you figure out that West Ada was a right fit for you?
So I've been with West Ada now for 5 years, and I love the family that I feel at my school, at the other schools that I have subbed at. I feel it everywhere. I mean, it's a family atmosphere, and it's never not been my place where I want to work. This is where, when I started my my master's program and I knew I wanted to be a classroom teacher, there was no doubt. Like, this has always been my end goal. And so to be here today with you guys on this podcast, to have resumes in my purse to go and talk to, hopefully potential employers. I mean, I couldn't be more excited. And also to touch back on what you just said too, I didn't even think about it, but it does take away that nervousness if I can have this conversation with a principal and kind of get those initial nerves out of the way, that hopefully if they do ask me back for an interview, I won't be as nervous at that time. Mm-hmm.
Well, it allows you to be you, I would
exactly
assume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think, and I never thought about. Yeah.
The one thing I was going to say is the opportunities. I've been in 8 schools in West Ada over the past 25 years. But the one thing that I love about it is that we grow our own, and you have so many opportunities, from teacher, counseling, administrator, whatever you do, a para to a teacher to, there's so many opportunities to grow and to be able to try other things, but within the realm of West Ada, which I think is such a positive thing that we can advertise, right? You are able to do many, many things. It's not just one.
Yes.
Well, and that's, that leads us right into something I've been thinking about, is that West Ada is a huge district. We're a diverse district. We serve a lot of different people and communities, and the benefit of being a large district is that we have those kind of supports, because economies of scale are a real thing. It's amazing that we get to have opportunities like this, and that we get to have the support and the pathways to grow in, and it's really special, and you don't find that a lot of places.
Yeah. Well, and I know we touched on this already a little bit, but Kim, the mentor program, can you talk a little bit more about that? I mean, as someone who's just getting into this, how important is it to see someone literally in the classroom teaching.
Yeah.
How important is that? How important is the mentoring program?
So I have to say, honestly, when I was going through my program and I was a para and the time was coming for me to student teach, I was like, I don't need to student teach. I've been in the classroom for so many years. I've seen so many teachers. And I honestly thought, I don't need it. And I know that sounds, like stupid.
Well, you don't know what you don't know.
But I really didn't think so. And now to have been able, also too, I did a long-term sub position, and I was so fortunate that my long-term sub position was right next door to who is now my mentor teacher. So instead of just a 4-month student teaching, I like to say that I'm student teaching for 8 months.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing. And like you guys were saying, I mean, just to be able to put all these things that I have learned in my program to use, to be able to take it all in from somebody who I believe is just the greatest teacher on earth, and learn from her, and but not just her, the entire team that I work with, the entire family of teachers that I've had at STAR the entire time. Each one of them in their own way has been a mentor to me. And cool. I hope that one day that, I can be half as great of a teacher as every single one of them are at STAR.
That's super
Rachel,
cool.
I don't know, but I think Kim might be above proficient. She might be living in distinguished.
Yeah, I think
Kim
we're
2.5.
There you go.
Proficiency scale, you're a 4.
That's awesome.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Rachel, as an admin, I mean, obviously we're talking about mentors, but how? I think the word culture gets thrown around so much, but how do you build culture at Owyhee? How do you pair teachers up? How do you create that environment that we're looking for?
So I have to tell you, my passion is to grow our brand new teachers and really make sure that when they walk into, any school, right? And I think any principal would do the same thing, is that you really want to surround them with support, right?
Well, of course, because it's hard.
Teaching can be the loneliest job if you don't have anybody. Mm-hmm. You are in a classroom and your door is closed, right? And if you don't have your support and people that you can go to, it can feel isolating. So I have a new teacher cohort at Owyhee. We meet twice a month. We go through, just random issues, right? Classroom management things. But then just being able to know that I'm not the only one going through this, and let's work through it. It has created a real team atmosphere with my brand new teachers. And then I do have mentors that they meet with and that are in their content and with their PLC. We have so many supports for our brand new teachers. And then, honestly, with just district-wide, there's so many opportunities with Jen Fletcher. She comes in and she gives them feedback. And I go in all the time to give them feedback. And it's not in an evaluative way. It's just to build you up and to tell you what you're doing wonderful. Here's some tweaks, but to really be able to get them through their first year, because it is hard. I remember multiple times going, what am I doing, right? And so glad I stuck with it. Yeah. But I really, we really value those brand new teachers. We want to keep them, we want to keep them. And so just to be able to surround them with that support and that love and welcome to my school, and the impact that you make and the value is just so important. So
that's super cool.
I want to come teach for you.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, just picking up a thread, you've already talked about this, but the PLC thing, and like really, can you describe that, what that looks like at Star L?
I honestly, with the team that I've been with, it's been amazing. Just how they work together, how they bounce things off of each other. And I know that it's not just in the team that I'm in, but I know that all the other teams do it the same way, that they all feel the same way. Like you were saying, I've even talked to not only my mentor teacher, but the other teachers on my team, they consider themselves lifelong learners too. So, just because they have been teaching for 25, 30 years, they still want to improve their teaching. Mm-hmm. And so bouncing ideas off of, talking things through, how are we going to do this? And just having that support system, that it doesn't just stop grade level, having that support system with your entire school, and then also with your entire district, knowing that you can count on your district, knowing you can count on your admin, all of that stuff just makes, I think, just this job that much better. Mm-hmm. And it makes us better teachers for our students.
Sure. Yeah.
This is all making me so happy to hear. Kim, so kind of piggybacking off
Yes.
that like the application process,
Yes,
right?
okay.
What was that like? I mean, you've been already student teaching, but that's not really officially like a West Data employee or anything.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's my volunteer hours.
Yep.
Kids have been eating macaroni and cheese,
Yeah.
ramen, cereal. No, I have to say, this might sound silly, but I love doing my resume because I really enjoyed writing what I knew how to do, and having that time that I was the long-term sub, I was able to learn the iReady toolbox. I was able to learn Frontline, Power BI, Power School, standards, all that kind of stuff. And to be able to put that on my resume and know that when I sit down with a principal and he asks me these questions about my resume, I am so positive that I am confident in all those skills that I know.
West Data is proud to partner with Purposity, a platform that connects community members to the specific needs of our students and families. Through Purposity, you can make a direct impact by fulfilling essential needs like clothing, school supplies, and hygiene items. Join us in spreading kindness and making a lasting impact by signing up at purposity.com. You'll find the link in today's show notes.
So Rachel, as someone who's been at this for, a couple of decades in many different positions.
And a half.
Yeah. Work-life balance is a huge thing.
Yes.
I mean, you're a mom, you have 3 kids, they're active in sports. What kind of advice would you give to new teachers like him or anyone else out there? Like, how do you manage that work-life balance?
Gosh, that's such a great question because I think sometimes we think we have to be perfect from the very beginning, and it's such a learning process, right? And knowing what your boundaries are, and it's okay to step away and be like, I can't do everything perfect.
Sure.
I can pick a couple different things that I'm really going to focus on. I mean, we have so many things that are available, and you can't do everything, right?
Sure,
and
sure,
so
sure.
I really do work with my teachers on, whether it's classroom management or getting out at a decent time or grading practices.
Because it can become all-consuming, right?
Oh,
I mean,
it can take over
yeah.
your life, and to really turn it off, to be able to also be able to be present, right? Present in the class.
Be where your feet are.
And then present at home, and it's really like that can bog you down. And so that's one of the things I talk to my new teachers about at one of our first cohort meetings is that, okay, how you're feeling right now, that is not a normal thing. So it's normal for your first month, right?
Well, but acknowledge it and know it.
Let's start to figure out, you shouldn't feel like this all the time. Let's step back and let's look at things that what is working for you, but what are some things that, maybe is not the most important right now. And I think to actually bring that, like you said, bring that out makes everybody go, okay, like we need to
acknowledge it.
Yes, we need to step back and really be able to do what we do best and be able to also have that balance at home, I think is really important. And sleep is so important. And eat right? Like drink water during the day.
All the stuff we tell our kids,
yes,
right?
All the things, yes.
Well, and what a great relief for a new teacher, a new staff member to hear it from the leader of the building.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to say no. It's okay to put a pin in it, walk away, come back tomorrow.
It's okay. You've got to turn it off at some point, right?
Yeah, that permission is huge.
You don't need to answer an email at 10 p.m.
Yes.
No, and I think that what you said too, just about making sure that you find that balance and that you're present both at work and at home.
Yep.
Because I mean, when you do take on way too much and you find that stress level getting too high, you're not going to be a good teacher. Yeah. You're not going to be a good mom. You're not going to be a good wife. Yeah. So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
What you said.
Nope, it's huge. It's huge. You have to now.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but like the leadership pathways. I mean, to be able to grow and to be able to do different things in West Data. Can you speak to that a little bit more? I mean, because you're not just necessarily in this box or that box.
No.
How cool is that?
Oh my gosh, it's just been such a blessing because I always knew personally that I loved the school. I loved the school system. I loved being a part of decisions, vastly wide that affects. And to be able to start out I started out as a long-term sub, moved into teaching, like to be able to finagle your way to where you are now. Every experience and every job that I've had has made me the leader I am today because I can relate, I can understand.
I love that.
And to be able to have those opportunities, you think going to come in and be a teacher maybe for 40 years, but you might really like to, think about something else that you want to do, whether it's counseling, whether, whatever it is. There's other opportunities within the realm of the schools. So it just is kind of, it's a blessing. Yeah, I love
to be
it.
able to do that. Yeah. Well, and I think the cliche is kind of like, chasing your impact.
Yeah.
I mean, Kim, I don't want to talk in cliches, but how do you chase your impact? What do you want to do 5 years from now, Kimberly 2.0?
I think I've graduated to 2.5 by now.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Honestly, I'm really excited about the path that I'm on.
Yeah.
I really, really am. I have always wanted to be a teacher and just never did it. So now that I have taken these steps and I've done my substitute teaching and I'm doing my student teaching and I'm here at this interview fair and I'm talking with you guys. I mean, not every day has been great, subbing or student teaching. There's been hard days, there's been sad days, there's been stressful days, but every single day I was still loving what I was doing. And so the fact that I have that passion for what I'm doing right now, I honestly, 5 years from now, I can see myself still being a teacher.
Yep.
Or like you said, doing something within education,
Yeah.
But for right now, I cannot wait. I am so excited.
But you know what? That's such how amazing that is because not everybody has that. And when you do, when yes, we all have bad days, but when you wake up and you are still excited to go
every day,
to go, right?
Every day.
That is such an amazing part of your life where you spend all of that time doing this. You need to enjoy it and the impact that you have. And not everybody gets that. And it always makes me sad because I feel the same way. You have the hardest days and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But you wake up and you're like, I get to see these people that I love. I get to see these kids that I love.
Excited.
And you find the joy in the little things, and that's what gets you through.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, that's really
And it's
cool.
easy to have gratitude. The gratitude helps you so much. I was thinking that this morning on the way into work, I love my job. I get to do really fun things with really awesome people.
We always say that we have the best job.
We do. I mean, and don't get us wrong. We have hard days.
Stressful
things.
But sure.
We get to be together.
Well, and kind of shifting gears a little bit. I mean, we talked about this a little bit, but standing out, like these, everyone here wants to stand out and look good. How do people stand out, Rachel, in terms of landing that job?
So I really do in my interviews, it's a conversation. It's not just me giving you questions and you coming back with the book answer. I really want to get to know you. So when I can break into somebody, that sounds kind of weird, but when I can get them to show me their personality and make it comfortable, you start to see really who they are genuinely to the core. And that starts to get me to realize, okay, they are able to break it down and be able to, number one, take feedback, be able to be a team player, be able to collaborate. Those are all very, very important things to me. And if I can bring that out in an interview or in that conversation, that's honestly a winner for me.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my notepad? Can I borrow your pen?
And I really do call it a conversation. Like we're going to have a conversation today. It's not an interview because they're interviewing me too, and I do. It's a two-way street, and you have to feel right about who you're interviewing with too, right? And if it doesn't feel good, then it doesn't. You got to go with your gut on those type of things too.
And that's something we talk about a lot in education is the heart of a teacher, right? You can teach anybody the pedagogy, the skills, the how-to, but that heart, that obviously shines through Kim right now, that heart for kids, the heart for teaching, you can't teach that. That's who you are, and you can find that out through a conversation, not necessarily just a resume.
Yeah.
Right. Well, in retention, teacher retention is a thing. It's been a thing for a while, and it's not going away. What's from both of your perspectives? Kim? What's building that community where people want to be around that? What's the key to retention in your opinion? I know that's an opinion question, but what's your opinion there?
Honestly, I think it would just have to stem back to just where your passion lies, and if you have that strong passion, you want to stay. And then it also comes down to your the culture at your school, the culture within your district, being able to depend on others, having a great team, having great mentors, having great people that you work with, so that you can chat through the bad times and you can praise on the good times, and just being able to have those types of people in your world, in your village. I think that's what would make people want to stay.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I love about elementary, because you have a very small community, and so you get to know people really well, really fast.
Right.
And then as you move into secondary with middle and high, just the staff gets bigger and bigger. So it's even, I'm not saying it's more important at all, because it's not, but to bring your staff together is really, really important, because there's sometimes you can see somebody at the beginning of the year and you might not really see them until the end of the year, right? As in you're in different departments, there's not reasons to get together. So one thing I totally agree with you is the culture of being together on a team. Even if you might not see, I really work hard in bringing my staff together just for fun things once a month. I try to do it once a month, where we either have a barbecue or
building chemistry.
And I try to get them to start talking, because often, again, you might not know somebody from beginning to end. You're in different departments, but to bring them together, I think feeling supported.
Sure.
My open door policy, like just being able to come down, it is a safe place to just throw it at me, right? Like, let's chat about what's going on. And it's not an evaluative thing. It's just like, I want to support you. You are my person. Like, I am so happy that you're at my school. How can I support you? And I think that is such an important thing for teachers, staff, anybody to feel that you matter.
Yeah,
right?
That's cool.
And
That's
so
super cool. Yeah.
I really try to work on that. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, so this is a generic question, but biggest piece of advice. I mean, there's somebody out there listening. There's somebody out there walking the dog, going, "Oh, do I want to jump in?" What's your biggest, Kim? What's your biggest piece of advice for someone that wants to get into this profession?
I think it has to just kind of go back to that. You need to have that passion, because regardless, again, those days will get hard. But when you have that passion, everything's worth it. So, I mean, if that's really where your heart is, if you really want it, go for it.
Just do it.
Make it work.
I honestly could not be happier right now. And I hope that every other person in this auditorium right now.
There's a lot of people in here,
are feeling the same thing that I'm feeling, that they're finally at the end of their student teaching. They're finally at, that point where they're meeting with these principals and they're taking that next step. And
that's cool.
I hope everybody in here is as excited as I am.
That's
if I had a third grader, I'd want him to be in your class.
Well, I have high schoolers, and they love you and your school.
I love that.
I don't know, Rachel. Any last? We're wrapping up here. Any kind of last words of advice?
I do think that coming in, it's gonna be hard, and it's you got to put in the work, but the impact that you get out of it and the relationships that you have that really matter to kids, when you stop and just think about that, like your impact is everlasting.
Yeah.
We all think about our favorite teachers, right?
100%.
And when you think about that and that you are that to somebody else, your heart just builds, right? And those hard days become different. And yes, they're going to be hard days, but you got to remember your why, because that matters.
Yes.
And that carries you through. And there's always going to be those one or two that might drive you bonkers, but those kids usually will be the ones that remember you, because you kept on with them, right? And you made that relationship with them, and
making that impact.
I just think that you have to keep with that, and you never know what somebody's going through, and their teacher, that safe place that they come into your class,
100%.
that is where they feel most comfortable, and that's where they want to be, right? And I love that. They come back every day. Well, some do. Depends. Depends.
I do love that.
Depends on the tardiness, but
Well, you guys, I mean, as a West Ada mom and then a fellow colleague, I just so appreciate you. Thank you for putting your passion into the classroom. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for showing up for our kids. And I mean, it means a lot. And we're in a special place here.
we are. No,
well, I just
very
want to thank you
fortunate.
guys for including me in this. I've enjoyed myself.
I'm excited.
Me too. I can't wait to see where you end up.
Your passion is contagious, so it's super cool to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Okay, and I think now we should release you so you can go hand out your resumes.
Right. Well, again, thanks so much for being here, y'all.
Thank you guys so much.
Pleasure to have
This
you.
was fun.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you.
Well, Was it just me, or are those two passionate about what they do?
Seriously, though, I love knowing that we have colleagues like that in our buildings educating our kids.
Well, and caring about our kids and all of the things.
Caring about each other, too.
Caring about each
teamwork,
other.
The culture.
Building team. And again, I said it earlier, but culture gets overused. But boy, oh boy, having that chemistry and having a team to help you navigate your first years of teaching, invaluable.
Well, and that's huge for retention. I mean, in education, we talk all the time about, teacher retention. And if they feel supported and encouraged in their building, chances are they're going to stay.
That's pretty cool. Well, again, as always, thank you for joining us today. It's great to have you here. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Google, Amazon, or if you listen on iTunes, please rate us and leave a review. Or you can always watch on YouTube. And I should have said this earlier. Man, if you're just listening to this podcast, you really should tune in just so you can see.
This is one you want to watch.
Absolutely. Just to see kind of the atmosphere in this room. So go to YouTube and subscribe to our West Ada channel, because I think, seeing this one, it would be pretty darn cool. Today's question: how can the district better assist teachers and support staff in recruitment, retention, and ongoing professional growth? Because that's the goal, is to get people to stick around, and we want to hear from you.
Rachel mentioned, or maybe it was Kim, that we need to be lifelong learners, 100%. And as a district, we do an exceptional job at recruitment and retention. But if there are good ideas, better ideas, suggestions, we want to hear it. We want to know more, do better.
And whether if you as a parent have an idea, or if you're a teacher watching or listening today, we would love to just have us interact with that, either via social media, or you can send us an email at communicate@westada.org. And of course, you can always learn more about the podcast, listen to our past episodes by visiting westada.org/podcast. And it rolls on.
It rolls on. We're going to be back with another awesome episode of the West Ada podcast. Next, we have, it's always I love having our colleagues on here, but we have Renee Sinander. She's our chief HR. And then we also have Carolyn Olson,
well.
and she oversees all sub-placement. And so those two are going to be super insightful for joining West Ada, recruiting subs, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and West Ada is such a large organization to really know those people and kind of understand what HR looks like. It's a big organization, so I can't wait to have that conversation with them. It'll be a good one. Yeah. Okay. Well, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We love you being here for the Pulse podcast, and can't wait to see you in April.
Next time.